Good morning, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world. You've tuned in to the Mac City Morning Show. My name's Elliot Pierre. I'll be your host today, and we're going to start it off the same way we start every show, with a moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, so the fact that you're spending with us truly does mean the world to me, so thank you. On that note, Tanner, get away.
How's she caught me, loves? You're listening to the Mac City Morning Show.
All right. Okay, we got a great show today because this is my favorite type of guest, somebody I know a zero about. So you're going to be learning with me. Like, we didn't even have time to have a conversation before the show started. So on that note, I think we all know that I do not introduce my guests. I let them do that themselves because they can do a better job at it than I. So can you please tell everybody at home who you are and what you're about?
My name is Chantel. I am the owner of Tireland here in Fort McMurray.
Okay, Tireland. So I would assume most people would say the name speaks for itself. But that being said, tell me all about Tireland.
We do a couple different things. So we do obviously tires, your changeovers, repairs, purchases, stuff like that. But we've also dipped our toes into windshields. We do rim packages, lift kits, levels, that sort of thing. So we do a little bit of everything.
Cool. Mm-hmm. So where's Tireland located?
We're at 225A McKay Crescent up in Gregoire.
Okay. Okay, sweet. And how long have you guys been there for?
June 15th will be a year. So we're just brand spanking new.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how did you get into this industry?
It's a funny story, actually. So my dad used to manage the OK Tire up in Gregoire.
Okay.
Probably 5-6 years ago, I went to him and I wanted to do a mechanic's apprenticeship.
All right.
And he had told me that I'm a young lady, you need to be sitting at a desk, it's hard work, so on and so forth. So I came into this opportunity probably 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I said to my dad, I was like, you know what, like, you won't give me an apprenticeship, so like I'm just going to do the whole shebang myself.
Oh, wow.
So that's where it all started.
So what did you take your apprenticeship in?
I didn't do an apprenticeship. So my dad had actually said, like,
You're not doing
I'm not going to give you an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. And so does he help you out with the business now?
He does, yeah.
That's awesome.
Huge help.
That's great. So why mechanics? Like what gets you going about that? That's an interesting career field for a man or a woman to get into.
It is. My dad actually, he's done it all his life.
Okay.
And when I was younger, all I remember is being out in the shop with my dad, fixing skidoos and stuff like that. So it was something that I had an interest in.
Okay.
I grew up around it, so.
Nice. So I'm assuming cars then? Somewhat?
Somewhat.
Okay. What kind of car do you drive?
Me right now?
Yeah.
Just a little Escape.
Okay. A Ford Escape. And if you could drive any car in the world, what would you get?
Probably, I want an older Mustang.
Okay. Any year in particular?
70s.
Okay. Yeah. And color?
Red.
Red. Okay. I don't know if you noticed when you came in, I have a nice little red car outside.
Yeah, I had a quick peek.
I like that. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about old cars. Like, I'm not a car guy. Like, I never was a car guy. I used to drive my dad literally insane.
Yeah.
Because he's a big car guy. And I could really care less. And then all of a sudden I got a little bit older. And I was like, old cars, there's just something about them. I like the smell of gas.
They're nice. I don't know, the body style of them's a lot better. I mean, cars nowadays, they all look the same.
They really do.
They all sound the same, right? So the older cars, you got the different body styles, the different exhausts on them. Everything is just, it's better.
Yeah, that's it. So now with the business that you own here, what do you, as a local entrepreneur, especially starting a business during the time that we're in right now, how are you finding it? What are the struggles you're bumping into?
At first, I was really nervous, actually.
Yeah.
So I had finished everything by December of 2019. I had everything lined up, ready to go.
Yeah.
And then was ready to open my doors, had a date set, and then the pandemic hit. And my dad actually said to me, he's like, kiddo, he's like, I want to steer you in the right direction. He's like, are you sure, like, you're ready to open the doors now?
Right.
And I said to him, I said, you know what, Dad? I said, I got 2 young kids at home. I said, they've seen how much work I put into it.
Right.
The stress of it, the tears that I cried, trying to get everything lined up. I said, this is it. Like, it's do or die, right? Mm-hmm. So we did, and I was blown away. Absolutely blown away. The support from the community was just, it was insane.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's great.
It was really, really, really nice.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't wait because you'd still be waiting.
I'd still be waiting, right? We sit in ducks.
That's right. That's kind of like this show. We had the idea of it in December, before, during all of this, I guess. But then when we were starting to film, all of a sudden, like, you couldn't go into people's houses anymore. Like, we had to, like, the set had to change. Like, the show, how we initially thought about doing this was completely different from what you see now.
Yeah.
It's a lot better. I love how this turned out instead, but it cost quadruple the amount of money that we initially thought we were going to spend.
Absolutely.
But I'm super glad that, like, I just moved forward with it because I'm having fun with it. And if I waited, I'd still be waiting.
You'd still be waiting, right? Everything you gotta go for it.
That's right.
And that's what I said with my dad. And everybody that comes in, they're like, like, how you guys surviving through the pandemic? And
Yeah.
I know a lot of local business owners in town, and especially, like I said, a lot of them are still my friends, like really
Right.
close friends.
Yeah.
And I hate seeing them struggle. And we've been fortunate enough that, we're considered an essential service.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, on one end, like, you're super happy because your doors are still open, but
Right.
as being a local small business owner, I still feel for them,
No doubt.
I still do.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's tough.
So, how long have you been in Fort McMurray for?
I was born here.
You were born here like myself and Tanner.
Yeah, I moved away in
Okay.
grade 5, though. Moved
That's
away
okay.
and then turned 18 and decided, you know what, like, I'm going back home.
Okay.
So I've
All
been here ever
right.
since.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So, where did you move away to when you left?
To Beaumont, just outside Edmonton.
Okay. I've driven through, but I've never been to Beaumont.
It's a nice little community.
Yeah, it's small.
It's a lot bigger than what it was when we moved there. When we moved there was one 4-way stop through the whole town.
Okay.
And now there's, like, traffic lights, there's buildings everywhere. It's
Right.
a lot of changes, but it's still, the people are
Okay.
super nice.
That's awesome. That's kind of like Fort McMurray. I remember growing up here, you used to be able to count how many traffic lights were in town. And I remember when I graduated, because I'm an old man, I graduated in 2001.
Yep.
And I remember very distinctly being in a class with a bunch of my buddies and us talking about, hey, did you see the new traffic light that went in town? And then we started talking like, yeah, how many traffic lights are we up to right now? And we were up to 13 traffic lights.
That's it, hey?
That was it. And we we're just like, wow. And now, like, that game's not even fun anymore. There's
No,
so many traffic lights here now.
we've seen a lot of changes up here, too.
Yeah, we really
better,
have. Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah, definitely. There's some positive and some negative, and, it's an ongoing changing community. So, yeah, I got to be honest, like, back in the day when it was smaller and you knew everybody, that was kind of cool.
It was nice.
It was nice.
Yeah.
But the one thing that Fort McMurray has retained is we still have that sense of community. I still find that people are, like, super friendly. Like, they want to know who you are. They're not, they don't get bothered if you want to have a chat. So we still do have that small town feel, although it has grown immensely.
It is, definitely.
since I was a kid.
That's, I think, part of the challenges, too, that we've all gone through. I think it's what kind of brought us together more so as a community than any other place, right?
Yeah.
So I remember actually going down to Walmart or going to the Sobeys downtown, or the IGA, I guess it would have been.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
And I'd go down with my parents, and we'd be down there, not even 10 minutes in the door, and, we'd be standing there for 45 minutes chatting with somebody because, my parents everybody was so friendly.
That's
and
right.
Everyone was friends.
Yeah.
And I used to think to myself, like, I just want to go home. Like, are we done yet?
Yeah.
And now I go around town and I take my kids to Walmart, and
Yeah.
it's like I'm bumping into everybody, and I
That's
look at my
right.
kids, I'm like, I'm going to apologize. Like, I know how this feels, right? You're always just,
Yeah. That's too funny.
yeah.
How old are your children?
My oldest is 9, my youngest is 4.
Oh, okay. Nice. 4-year-old, that's fun.
They keep me busy.
No doubt.
Very busy.
I only have one. I have a 6-year-old, Keegan.
Oh,
little
yeah.
Boy. He keeps me real busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just wants to fight. That's all he wants. Like, that's all I'm good for in his eyes. I'm like, Keegan, you want to snuggle? You want to have, like, some time with Dad? He's like, we could fight.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, my God. He's like, yeah, let's go wrestling. Come on. I'm just a human punching bag for this kid.
My 4-year-old's that way. She's
Yeah?
she's gonna be a little tomboy for sure.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, she's always at the shop and wants to help out with tires and
Yeah.
stuff. So that's gonna be her.
That's so cool. Well, whatever your kids see, they emulate. There's no doubt about that. Like, I just had my little sister, that's who was walking out before, like, you came in,
Yep.
and she brought her little daughter up. They're visiting from Calgary, and it's just funny. Like, her daughter is 5 years younger than my son, and you could see her just following him around, copycatting everything he did, good or bad. Like he,
Yeah.
and kids just whatever they see, that's what they gravitate to.
It is, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we're at the part of the show where Tanner has his segment. It's called the Mac City Minute. He's going to hit you up with some questions. Best of luck to you. Tanner, hit her up with the Mac City Minute, please.
Alrighty, question number 1. What is your favorite or most memorable vehicle to come into your shop?
Geez, that's a tough one. I've seen a couple. I'm going to say, just because it stands out in my mind right now, we actually had just a Mustang come in, and it was a convertible, but it had suicide doors on it.
Oh, nice.
So it caught me off guard. You would never expect it, right? I mean, you'd expect it on a Lambo or something like that, but
Right.
not on a Mustang. So that would definitely be my most memorable.
Cool.
Question number 2. What is one thing people need to know about tires they might not?
Rotate them.
Okay.
A lot of people actually don't rotate their tires. And when you don't rotate your tires, you're going to get uneven wear, and you're going to wear them out sooner.
How often should you rotate your tires? Sorry for jumping in, Tanner.
I'm going to say we usually you do your changeover,
Yeah.
and then rotate it halfway through, and then do your second changeover. So in the wintertime, change your tires, and then about halfway through the season, you can rotate your tires, and we'll change them over.
Really?
It just keeps the wear on even sides.
Fascinating. Sorry about that, Tanner.
Question number 3. What is your favorite part of running a business in Fort McMurray?
Favorite part? I'm going to say 2 things. So the first would be the support that I have here. I don't think I've ever seen the support anywhere else other than Fort McMurray. And the second thing about owning a business would be I have that flexibility with my kids.
Right.
If my daughter has something at school, I'm able to leave to attend. It gives me a lot of flexibility.
Question number 4. What is your favorite way to have your family involved with your business?
My favorite way?
Yes.
My dad works with me, so I really enjoy that. My brother actually comes up every now and then as well and helps out around the shop and stuff like that. So I really like having them involved.
And your final question. What was the biggest thing you missed about Fort McMurray when you were gone?
My family that was here.
And those have been your
Definitely.
5 questions.
Do you have a lot of family in Fort Mac?
A couple cousins.
Okay.
Yep.
Neat. I have nobody. Well, that's a
No?
lie. I have cousins. I have one set of cousins, Justin, Adrian, and Erica. But like growing up here, like that was it as far as family was concerned. But your neighbors and your friends become your family
They do,
really quickly.
absolutely.
Yeah. Like I have a few buddies that I literally like they're my brothers. I still hang out with them on a very, very regular basis, and I've known them since I was literally born.
Yeah.
So when you moved to Beaumont, what were you guys doing out there?
My mom actually decided she wanted to change,
Okay.
and my dad was for it.
Yeah.
We actually left just as the boom was starting to happen in town. So we got out just before everything went absolutely crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
So, I mean, it was nice to move away in a sense, because I feel like it kind of molded me into the person that I am, right?
Oh, definitely.
I feel like maybe I'd be a little bit different if I had grown up in Fort McMurray. I'd have a different sense of money and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right?
no doubt.
So I definitely enjoyed moving away for a couple of years. I
Yeah.
kind of got to learn a lot of different stuff.
And so you moved back when you were 18.
I was 18.
Okay, that's a weird age to move back here. Like, what did you do when you moved back originally?
I actually stayed with my uncle.
Okay.
I stayed with him for 2 months.
Yeah.
And I went right to work. I got a job out just doing security out at site.
Okay.
But I did that for a couple of months. I saved up some money, and I said adios to my uncle.
Yeah.
And it's been all uphill from there. So
Okay, very cool. Yeah, I think a lot of people when they first start out doing security work out at site. Like it's a good job, it pays well.
And they're always hiring,
They're
right?
always hiring.
So
Yeah, good. Well, unfortunately for them, they have a turnover rate. But yeah, no, like I have a lot of friends who, even after high school, that's how they kind of got their bearings, trying to figure out what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I will say about that job. I've never done it, but this is something that a number of my friends have told me, is you have downtime. And so in that downtime, you can actually, at a young age, you could think about what you want to do with your life.
Yeah.
And so like you get paid to think and figure it out, which I thought that was like, I remember one guy told me this back in the day. I was like literally 21 when he said that. I'm like, so insightful. That's like really insightful.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's how you started out and what you do after that.
After that, I was dispatched for Diversified.
Oh, wow.
So
Very
I kind
cool.
of played around a little bit with dispatch. I did that for a while. So I did that with Diversified, and then I went to Mammut, and then I actually did dispatch with one other company, and from there I went right into the business.
Nice. Nice. Well, listen, we're coming to the end of the show, but before we let you loose, let's talk about your business one more time.
Sure.
Shameless shout out. Please tell everybody at home who you are, what your business is all about, and where they can find you.
So again, I'm Chantel. I'm the owner of Tireland in Fort McMurray here. We're located at 225A McKay Crescent up in Gregoire, specializing in not just tires, but windshields, wheel alignments, everything.
There we go. Cool. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. And anytime you want to come back, please feel free. Come promote your business, talk about what you're doing, or just come and hang out with myself and Tanner.
Perfect.
Cool. All right. On that note, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world, thank you very much for tuning in. This has been another episode of the Mac City Morning Show. I've been your host, Elliot Pierre. And once again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. I know you could be doing so many other things with your time. So thank you. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
I said this. That's another Mac City Morning Show done.
It's so ballistic!
Talk about quenching your ugly thirst.